Hey, Shalom, Kol Halah, Yahweh Shmi Shai, Bashim Chachadash, the ones that apostles of great millstone, and Shalom to brothers in the highways and byways doing the works sincerely and faithfully, and continually fighting the good fight of faith. Lord willing, we are finding that number to be delivered. All right, so it's going to be a quick lesson, and it's not pointed or aimed at any particular brother. All right, this is just a general, lesson on a whole. Especially to the men of Great Millstone, and a lot of you younger men who are coming up, and younger than I should say, who are coming into the fold and, trying to learn and trying to, step outside of your boundary. We've been told by the head apostles, brothers who come in 08, 09, right around that time, don't try to go too deep. And stay in your lane. And a lot of you men who, just men period, you always want to be somebody other than what the Lord has given you. You want to portray yourself to be more, all right? So all that being said, I'm going to go to the first scripture. This is Sirach 3:23. It says, "Be not curious in unnecessary matters." All right, and this is a foundation that you should stand on, because there's so much shit going on. You can be swept away with some shit that don't even concern you. You see, and that's how a lot of brothers, find themselves in quagmire positions or situations, because they became too goddamn inquisitive about something, or wanted to know something, or wanted to be a part of the conversation when, the conversation really wasn't meant for you. And especially the things of this world. Trying to maintain a position within this truth, but at the same time trying to mix it with the things of the world. You men who do that and who are doing that, the Lord's going to weed you out. All right? So it says, "Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are shown unto thee than men understand." Right? And once again, going back to the things of this world. A lot of men fall out of the truth because of the things of this world. You see? And they haven't been fully grounded in this thing. And there was always that one percentage of them within themselves that was always questioning shit. Always questioning. You may not have voiced it verbally, but internally you've always questioned things. And these are the guys who play both sides of the tracks, who try to play, as they say, the devil's advocate more often than not. Okay? But the time is coming. 2 Timothy 2:4, it says, "No man that worth entangle themselves with the affairs of this life." Going back to what we just read. When you entangle yourselves with the affairs of this life, you're now mixing and meddling with the things and the cares of this world, or the unnecessary matters. All right? So this goes hand in hand. Once you come into this thing and you are grounded in this thing, all that shit that you've learned in the world and all the shit that you was once a part of, you gotta let that shit go, man. If you in this truth and you still have the need and the urge to go to the nightclub and stay out 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, fucking around, smoking weed, if you feel that that's a relief for you, then you need to stay out there, man. Stay out there in that world. All right? Because when you come into the fold and you have been given the spirit of understanding, but you still want to mix it and convolute it with shit of the world, this isn't for you, man. This is not for you. And I perceive a lot of you men who are in Great Millstone came in right before the decree went out. Okay? Which was no more members in Great Millstone. I think a lot of you men crept in under that line, if you will. And now we're starting to see, who some of these men are. It says, no man that worth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who has chosen him to be a soldier. Right? So your job now is to please Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, who has chosen you to be a soldier. You ain't worrying about pleasing your woman. We're not worrying about pleasing people at your job. We're not worried about pleasing people, in the supermarket. It's not about all that. It's about pleasing Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right? And once you become a soldier for the Lord, things become a lot harder. Life becomes harder because now that you have removed yourself from the pleasantries and the wickedness of this world, now your new world, if you will, the truth, has now put you in a much more tighter box. Even though you're spiritually and mentally free from the clutches of Babylon, but you still end up in a tighter box, because now the shit that's out there in the world you want no part of, because damn near everything you look at and you touch and you're around is contaminated and saturated with wickedness. So any man that's been a part of this thing, you don't entangle yourselves with the affairs of this life, all right, and the unnecessary matters, because this is what's going to get you put on the outside of this sanctuary, trying to justify shit that you're doing, trying to make it easier in your mind to believe that, oh, this is okay. I'm only gonna go to the club once a month. I'm gonna go and get crazy. Now our brothers go out and have a drink or two, and it's a spiritual setting. Brothers and the spirit, building in the spirit, even while they, sipping a little something or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you leave the brothers and go home, get all dressed up and fixed up to go pick up the niggas you used to run with back in the world, to go out in the fucking club and hang out and sit out there in the parking lot till 4 or 5 in the morning, this is not for you, man. That old man has to be put off. The things of this world and the fashions of this world will get you put to death, man. And the Lord sees that. If you want to fuck around and tempt the Lord by trying to play both sides of these tracks, you're going to get what you deserve. This is 1 John 2:15. Matter of fact, let me open it up. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. You see that? Because the things that are in the world are going to do nothing but tear you and break you up and break you down and tear you away from this truth, man. And you notice that, especially when the warmer months start to roll around, the summer starts rolling around, the sun's staying out a little longer, it's getting warm, people, driving their cars at the car wash. People see that, man, and want to go back into that and want to be a part of it. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. How many men are out there desiring to just get back in the game one more time? You done put all this work in, but you still feel the need that you gotta go back to the club. You gotta go back to the cats that are out on the block or whatever, wherever they are, smoking and doing whatever they're doing. I can't recall you the last time I hung out with men from my worldly life. And I'll be straight, I'm not one to really talk on the phone and really talk, period. I'm kind of a laid back, quiet, individual. But the last thing I'm gonna do is try to run around with the niggas in the world who are doing nothing but wickedness. You got too much brotherly love within this truth to need to go back and to deal with niggas in the world. Okay? So as it is written, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. All right? It says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, is not of the Father, but of this world. You see? And this is what you want to go back to. This is what you want to go back and desire to have. These things. And it's happening. Because you see men resurfacing. Men that were around back in the early 90s, all of a sudden resurfacing. Because they see prophecies coming to pass. They hear the word going out. And the crazy thing of all is that they think they hold the very same position that they had when they left. But the Lord has bugged a lot of these men out anyway. Okay? And it says, I'll start at verse 17. And it says, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, abideth forever. All right? And this is all we care about. This is all we breathe this, we eat this, we sleep this. Okay? Doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is what we care about. And his will be done. That we may continue to prophesy to usher in the destruction of Babylon. I don't think a lot of you men understand the job and the position that we hold in this thing. Part of Babylon, a key component of Babylon being destroyed is us out there prophesying. Not out there trying to, tell men, go to college and better your life, do something, buy a house and buy some property and be a landlord. All this is bullshit. But you got men in Israel telling their congregation to do these very same things when Babylon is about to be destroyed. Working feverishly to obtain corrupt riches. And this is why a lot of the Lord's people are going to be put to death, because they choose not to hear the words of the prophets, the servants whom the Lord has set up. You see? So this is what's going down. You want to be a part of the world? You want to be a part of the lust of this world? Go right ahead and be our guests. But know this of a surety, you will most likely die on this side. Okay? You most likely will die on this side. This is Mark 4. Ended off with this one here. I'll start at 14. And it says, the sower soweth the word. And let me get my glasses. The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. All right. And when Satan comes, what does he do? Satan puts that spirit on you of, oh, I want to be back in the world. I want to be a part of it. I can do this. I can get that. You know, setting you right back in the position of what? Being curious on all these worldly matters. And then he sweetens the deal for you. He sweetens the deal. He'll bring a beautiful woman your way. Okay? And that woman will tell you all your heart's desires. I love you, boo, and you know, I can't believe I found you, and niggas eat that shit right up. And next thing you know, now you're fixing to get married. Now you're talking about buying a house with a white picket fence, and it just snowballs from there. You know, have you not read what the Lord said to Satan concerning Job? All right. So be mindful of this, man. Be very mindful that if you're weak in the spirit and you're weak in the faith, the Lord will sick Satan on your ass, man. Sick him right on your ass, and next thing you know, you're thinking that, oh shit, I'm doing all right. I got this girl, I met her, and she's saying she loved me, and I want to do something for her because she's nice. Little do you know, that's the left-hand side working on your ass, and you don't even know it. Continuing on. Satan cometh immediately and take away the word that was sown in his heart. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word immediately received it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Right. How many men have come up to the camp and been all about it? Oh yeah, shalom and this, that, and the third, but there's no root. Okay, when the heat gets turned up in the kitchen, right, or in the field, there's no root. This ain't for me. This ain't for me. Why? Because you were not grounded. You resisted the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? The scriptures speak about that this word will walk with you by stony places and try you until she knows that you are worthy to handle her and receive her and deliver her unto the masses. This is beautiful. Everything that the Lord has put in place is beautiful, man. But you have to have the spiritual understanding to understand how the workings are happening. Okay? Verse 17. And have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterwards, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. All right? And that's what happens. Persecution arising, okay? Afflictions. This ain't for me. Because I've been in this truth. This is why this is happening. All right? And once again, we read that you may please him that has called you to be a soldier. I mean, I'm not a soldier, but I'm sure brothers have been through that military realm, and you know how difficult it may be to go through boot camp. You know how difficult it may be to be on, some type of front line somewhere. Well, you can do all that for Esau, but you can't, do that for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And Esau, he don't even give you any accolades. He'll use you and put you through his military and his forces and trenches and do all this shit. You're expendable and get zero reward out the deal. Maybe come back with a twitch or some type of, PTSD. But being a prisoner and a soldier for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai comes with many benefits. And even though some of those benefits may not be seen, they may not be tangible, but those spiritual benefits, being around the brotherhood, receiving understanding through the scriptures, all right? Being able to decipher certain things, being able to have that eye salve to identify certain things. Those are all blessings and rewards right there, man. But a lot of you men are too damn foolish and too damn naive to read between the lines and understand it. The Lord said, whom I loveth, I chasteneth. Verse 18, and these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things enter in and choke the word, and it become unfruitful. It becometh unfruitful. You see? It says, the cares of the world, the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness. You know, so much so, people see the wickedness and deceitfulness as a reward now, as a benefit, if you will. That's how a lot of you people are receiving this thing, man. These wickedness and this deceitfulness. Because you've become so accustomed to it, it's now just a natural thing to accept it, to walk around and to acknowledge it and to not speak against it. You see? Because you now have no understanding. What little bit of understanding you may have had, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai took that away. And this is why when you see these guys that leave the truth and go back into the world, one of the first things they do? Go get that lineup. Go get that lineup, spark up some weed, and then what? Start talking shit about the men who are still pushing and enduring until the end. Talking shit. And this is why a lot of you men are going to fall to the wayside. 19 again. And the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things enter in and choke the word. The deceitfulness of riches. And that's another key distraction. Trying to get all this money. Especially Jake. Jake is all about money. I'm gonna make that money, dog. They're all about trying to, stack some chips, man. Some shit that's absolutely useless and worthless. Putting your life on the line for some bullshit pennies, man. Some bullshit pennies. Putting your life on the line. Giving this beautiful, knowledge up. Because somebody may have said something to you wrong, or you may have been rebuked. You may have been put out there. Trust me, I know, man. I know about being rebuked. But if the spirit is in you and you truly believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, like many other men that have been rebuked, put on, the gallows, if you will, they kept pushing, man. And the Lord tested us. The Lord tests your spirit. It's not about your selfish pride and your goddamn manhood getting hurt. That's another reason why a lot of you men leave. Your manhood gets hurt. Oh, they didn't tell me I'm a grown man. They didn't tell me that. Okay? Verse 20. It says, and these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit. Some 30-fold, some 60-fold, some 100-fold. You see? I mean, once again, we don't all have the same talent. We don't all have the same gift. But what the Lord has given you, you work that to the best of your ability, man. And you can't be like men who are far experienced than you. You can't do it. All right? We've seen examples of men coming into this thing trying to make themselves equal with the elders, with the apostles. And that didn't work out too well for people, man. You always got a man that tries to elevate himself to apostle status, being around for a short period of time. All right? The Lord's going to give you to your several ability. I guess I'm gonna end it there. But once again, this wasn't directed at any particular brothers, but it was just an admonishment to be mindful. All right? Don't be curious on unnecessary matters. We were called to be prophets. We were called to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom. And as I stated earlier, you got to understand the importance of the role that we play. The Lord said before he took down a kingdom, he would always send a prophet in there to prophesy the downfall of that place. You see? And this is exactly what we have been set up and sanctioned to do. All right? Therefore, nobody can say that they had no warning. Nobody can say that they had no idea. The prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai are on the four corners of the earth pushing this word out until the day that the Lord decides to launch them damn missiles over here. All right? So with that, Lord willing, brothers, are edified, a little long-winded on this one. But hey, it must needs be done. Until the next show, I say shalom.